Well, Tuesday,
Yep.
November 10th. I know that probably doesn't mean a lot to you, Tim, but it means a lot to me. You have any
Well,
idea?
it's the day you started combing your hair differently. What are you doing there?
No, I don't know. I just sort of got the whole
did you
thing
pop out
going
of the
on.
shower or something? I mean,
I gotta put a little pomade in it later,
are
or
you going
some.
pomade? Is it pomade or pomade? Is it pomade?
I
I
don't.
mean,
I think it's either is acceptable. I mean, I'm going the pomade route, but I think you can go pomade as well. See,
look,
I don't know.
I'm a guy that is not afraid of throwing almost anything in my hair. I mean, I believe I get a lot of cracks, by the way, on Twitter about shit in my hair.
Well, you're working with a lot there. I mean, you see, I'm not. See, it's for me. It's receding. The whole thing is sort of going pear shaped. A lot of gray if you look, but
Why?
I do what I
By the
can.
way, gray, I mean, is distinguished. You're like Connery, man. I mean, you're getting sexier with age. But I interrupted a story you had
Oh no, it was.
about
Oh,
something.
no. So November 10th,
Yeah.
1945. I was an 11-year-old, about to turn 12 in December.
Yeah, sure
And
you
the
were.
headlines that night on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather,
Okay.
one of the top stories of the evening was what?
Let's see. November, 75, is that what you said?
75. 45 years ago.
45 years ago, we got out of Vietnam. I don't know.
That's good. You know what? I like what you did there, but no.
Hold on. We had
ahead.
the 100th episode of Love American Style.
Love American Style. Right? Remember that show?
Let's see.
And the
what
other was
else?
Room 222 or something.
Yeah. How about Take It Easy went gold or something by the Eagles?
Good. I think all excellent guesses,
Thank you.
none of which are correct, by the way.
Thank you.
On this date in 1975, the Edmund Fitzgerald, which launched the prior day, went down
Wow.
in a vicious storm in the Great Lakes.
Dude, no one needs to talk about the vicious storm. It's as if you endured that song every time you heard Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I mean,
which is a and I don't care what you say, classic song. Classic song.
Well, look, this is where we first of all have to throw a tip of the hat to our Canadian friends, because Mr. Lightfoot was from north of the border. And I think he captured a lot of the themes at the time. First of all, Gordon was a little bit of a ladies' man, too. I mean, a couple of his songs, Sundown.
I mean, Carefree Highway.
Yeah, Carefree Highway.
I got more Gordon Lightfoot on my Spotify playlist than I have Tom Petty. So Tom Jones greater than Tom Petty, Gordon Lightfoot greater than Tom. It's fantastic.
Wrong. Look, I mean, I just tipped my hat to Gordon Lightfoot, but I mean, that's absurd. Okay, first of all, I got a lot of time for Gordon Lightfoot. My band, we cover legend. We cover Edmund Fitzgerald, and it's fun. It's a fun song. Always a big crowd pleaser. And especially, it's fun when you can say of the big ship,
big lake they call
Gitchagumi.
Sure.
Gitchagumi.
What was the ship carrying? Because this plays right into the marketplace.
We got to talk about the market. So, the ship was carrying a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. I can't believe that rolled right off my tongue. So that's exciting.
I mean, but think about the history lesson. He's giving you history there. It's like Schoolhouse Rock.
Dude, I love it. I mean, and if you don't get a visual of a dank, dark, almost a black and white video, if they ever did the video of it, but I mean, of just a chilly day in the Great Lakes, and a big old dirty, filthy barge. I
think 29 souls, if memory serves. And I think
the church bell rang till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. By the way, as I think the lore goes, the research all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they just put a few more miles behind them.
Right,
something
15 miles or something. It's
they were close.
But the visual. You think about the Great Lakes. There were 30-foot waves in the Great Lakes. I mean, that is mind-boggling.
Dude, that's by the way, that harkens. Makes me think about Point Break and Bodie. when they were in Australia for that final showdown. But let's save that for another time. So the resources trade is one that continues to work. It works with a red or a blue government. It works with a massive cyclical recovery or not. These are my views. My views are that you've spent 15 years working through the excess of it's 45-year anniversary since Edmund Fitzgerald. It's probably a 15-year anniversary since you actually had the sweet spot of the resources trade in 2005 when I was investing in Brazil and Russia and different parts of the world. So you had overproduction, you had overcapacity, you had commodities being speculated in that no one had ever even thought to speculate in, and it was a disaster. Ultimately, it ended very, very badly, including on fast money. We talk about iron ore. I mean, how about Peabody coal and this kind of stuff? We were talking about Cleveland Cliffs, but Freeport Mac has survived, and it's a less pure play, and it's not as good of a company on some level. But relative to the times, an FCX, a Southern Copper, ticker SCCO. But I think the biggest integrated minor plays are maybe the most interesting, and that's BHP Billiton and Rio Tinto. Is what I say.
And that's why you're the ambassador, because you're going off seas with us. By the way, I just looked, as you were talking, I was looking up Gordon Lightfoot.
Yep.
Gordon Lightfoot, by the way, is still alive, and he is going to be 82 years old a week from today. And I happen to know that Gordon, I just know this, that he's a huge commercial break fan. So maybe we should try to get Gordon on, and we can talk about the writing of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I would love to hear, obviously the inspiration, we know what it was, but really the way he tackled that.
The visual, you said it, the visual that he get, when you're a high school kid listening to that song, you can see can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it.
It's spooky. I mean, right now we're just trying to cut through the fog and the mist, and it's scary out there right now.
When the waves of November come crashing, man.
The wind and the wires made a tattletale sound.
Sure, they did.
That is poetry, my man. And I think the poetry that exists in kind of lining up some of these trades. Give me a name or two you like in that space.
I think you mentioned, well, I mean, if you want to go steel specific, I think U.S. Steel finally is getting some glimmer of hope. But I do think that despite the fact that Freeport FCX is probably up over 100% over the last however many months, I still think that's a name that has room to the upside. By the way, it has a gold portion of that company as well. A lot of people don't realize. So if gold would ever catch a bid here, which, by the way, I think it will, I think Freeport goes north of $20.
If you could read my mind, Lord, what a tale my thoughts. What's he saying? My thoughts could tell. Just
what a tale
like
my thoughts could tell. Sure.
Movie about a boy from a wishing well.
Okay, so I think you did a nice job there framing it. I think you should work on that with the band. I think that's a song you might want to put into the repertoire. But we got to get out of here, man, because we got my man Lukey in London that wants to clean this up. And, Gordon Lightfoot's waiting for us, the whole thing.
Dude, thank you for the memories. I'm heading off now on the Carefree Highway, and God knows where that's going to take me. I'll see you later.